welcome back to another session of Biblical Decision Making. Now, today I'm actually at one of my favorite places in all of Carver County, and it might be even as a little bit of a hidden gem since it's a beautiful 65-degree day and there's no one around. I'm hanging out here at Baylor Park. Now, Baylor Park is amazing. It has so much to offer. There's a beach, there's a place you can fish, there's a campground, but my favorite part is the walking trails. There's actually miles of walking trails, and it's actually one of the favorite things for me and my family to do, whether it's a nice summer day or especially in fall when the leaves start to change. Now, why did I choose this place for my talk for today? Well, what Baylor Park has is walking trails. Now, their walking trails are well managed and well manicured and also very clear and decisive. Behind me is the lovely boardwalk that takes you out in the little swampy marsh area, but through the woods, there's clearly marked trails with signs and with markers. Now, I mention this because right now in the end of May, we're in graduation season. We're at a time in life where a lot of decisions are being made. And a big decision not even just graduates have to make is, what's next? What path in life are you going to choose moving forward? Now, I think a lot of times we wish that life was as easy as just walking on a set path. We would know what's coming up, we could see the trail, we could have a map, and we knew exactly what was going to happen. But the truth is that just isn't the way life is. A lot of times life takes detours. It goes ways that take us unexpectedly. So the Bible story I wanted to talk through today is the biggest, I would argue, roller coaster story in the whole Bible. That happens to one person. And it's the story of Joseph. Now, why is this story so crazy? Well, Joseph is one of 12 brothers, and this ends up getting him in trouble because his dad makes him this beautiful coat, and the brothers get mad at him, and they actually decide to beat up Joseph, lie, and say that he's killed, and sell him into slavery. Yeah, that is pretty bad. Then the next thing that happens is when he goes over to slavery, he gets tricked again, and then he ends up in prison. See, this is definitely not the path that Joseph was hoping to travel. Quite the roller coaster. But the part of the story I want to bring you to is in Genesis. And it's in Genesis chapter 39. Now, if you read the story of Joseph, it goes throughout many different chapters in Genesis. But there's a common refrain that keeps coming back. So I want to read from Genesis 39, verse 20. But while Joseph was there in prison, the Lord was with him. He showed him kindness and granted him favor in the eyes of the prison warden. So the warden put Joseph in charge of all those held in prison, and he was made responsible for all that was done there. The warden paid no attention to anything under Joseph's care, because the Lord was with Joseph and gave him success in whatever he did. So the first thing I want to talk about with decision making is we have some big decisions to make sometimes, but whatever that decision is, the Lord is with you. See, Joseph went through a lot. He went through some really difficult things, slavery and prison. And guess what? Through all that, God was with him. So if you have a lot weighing on you right now, if you're really bit worried about that really, really big decision, stop worrying and start praying. Spend some time talking to God about that decision. And here's the second thing I want to talk about, is sometimes you are going to take a detour. See, Joseph, I don't think, planned to spend time in prison or planned to spend time in slavery. But even amidst his struggles, he saw God. So that's something I want you to do, is I want you to look through whatever situation you have, look for the blessing. Look for God's fingerprints. Look for what God is actually maybe trying to show you that's going on behind the scenes. Even in the middle of a really tough situation, and I can speak to this in my personal life, those are the times I've really seen God's fingerprints. Because God would not be a good criminal. He leaves his fingerprints over everything, not to mention he's perfect. But God is a part of our lives. So if you're at that big point where you're trying to make a big decision, or you're one of those graduates who's wondering, what is next in my life? Well, remember to spend some time talking to God about it. And be okay if detours come along the way, because it might just be part of a much bigger and broader plan that God has for you. And all of us need that reminder, because life is going to throw us curveballs, but we have a God who's hit the curveball and is already on the other side of it. So may God continue to bless your decision and whatever path you go upon in life.